Tunisia that is working on very different levels on the legal framework, the investment landscape in Tunisia, but also the ecosystem empowerment. So I'm personally in charge of to implement strategy of empowerment of the ecosystem through different programs such as the flywheel or connections programs, etc. And I'm really thrilled to be here today with you.
Thank you very much, Salma. And the last judges is Faten from Flat 6 Lab.
Thanks, Bintou. Hello, my name is Faten Aissi. I'm Associate Director at Flat 6 Labs. So Flat 6 Labs is the most active accelerator through the MENA region. We are operating across 7 countries. We started operating in Tunisia since 2017, and now we have more than 60 startups in our portfolio. Other than the acceleration, we also support the startups by investing in them, and we support also the ecosystem by implementing projects to support the entrepreneurship mindset. So thank you for the invitation for today.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, lady, for being here and for accepting to be part of the jury. We really appreciate. So before I hand over to Emma, just want to state some rules. So for today, the growth stage startup will have the opportunity to pitch the innovation for 5 minutes, and then we will follow up with 5 minutes of question. Cool. So Emma, over to you.
Sure. Welcome everyone, and let's get to the pitch session because we have 3 startups being heard today. So first we have Kais Kadrawi from Fulfillment Bridge. Kais, can you share your screen, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Same here.
So Kais, you have 5 minutes, and let me know when you're ready.
Cool. So hi everyone, good to be among a woman power vibe tonight. So nice one. So quickly, I'm CEO and founder of Fulfillment Bridge. Cross-border e-commerce. That's what I'm gonna talk to you about, ladies. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. That's the point when working from home. Apologies. The little one make an entrance, so sorry about that. So I was saying cross-border e-commerce. Hopefully I'm gonna recover nicely from this. So basically, when talking about cross-border e-commerce, that's where the real fun starts. Like when trying to go across the borders and try to go international, you start hitting numerous issues, dealing with multiple parties, managing multiple orders, inventory in multiple locations, complex international regulation. We are talking about trade war, Brexit, the list going on and on, return management, and so on. Third-party logistic providers can actually help, but only partially, either because of lack of geographical coverage, lack of services, or both. You may ask, how do we know that? Well, basically because we've been there. I used to be personally involved in global e-commerce venture in the past. We used to travel in order to find, vet, monitor our logistic partners. The process was tedious, costly, time-consuming, but it was sometimes fun with the right company. The good news is there is a solution. So let's put it this way. If you are an online seller, you will be selling in one or many sales channels. You will need one or many shipping providers, one or many warehousing providers. If you are doing cross-border, you will need freight forwarding, custom clearance, and a bunch of other services. These services are already available on the market, but in extremely fragmented way. So either you go patch the pieces of the puzzle yourself in order to build your global solution, or work with Fulfillment Bridge, one-stop shop that will handle the whole supply chain on your behalf. This actually comes handy for our third-party logistic and non-logistic partners, because while we are acting as an aggregator, we are helping to remove the hassle related to acquiring and managing multiple online sellers. This couldn't happen without our technology that helps us to build the network that extend to 24 countries with more than 60 partners today, to which we added an AI layer basically to monetize the data that is going through our network. In terms of revenue model, we are adopting a hybrid revenue model focused on revenue sharing, subscription, and software licensing. This allowed us to acquire more than 60 customers in 15 different countries and helped us to reach over $2 million in revenue. In terms of our target market, while our operation today is global, our focus is the Middle East and Africa. It's not just because we want to go back to our roots, but because e-commerce penetration in the region is going 3 times faster than the rest of the world. And you may ask what make us stand out from the crowd. Well, basically, as I said, we are available in the whole value chain of supply chain, and we are managing all the partners that are involved in that value chain on behalf of the online seller, regardless of their size. Behind the scene, a team that reflects Fulfillment Bridge DNA with expertise in technology, e-commerce, and logistics. And we are proud today to have one of the biggest logistic companies in Africa in our cap table. Also, we are trying to start having some exposure in Africa and the Middle East. So basically, we've been among the top 5 companies for VC4A last year, and we were the Seed Star champion for the MENA region this year. So that's pretty much it. Over to you for questions.
Thank you very much, guys. So I'm getting back to the judges now for the Q&A session. So you have even more than 5 minutes because you were pretty on time. So do you have any questions? For example, yes, Faten, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, guys, for the pitch. I have 2 questions for you. What are the countries where you are operating right now? And did you already raise money with other investors?
All right, so thanks for that. So basically, in terms of markets, we started, actually, our operation is between Hong Kong, Tunisia, and right now we established offices in Morocco and in the UAE as we speak. Our target was the mature e-commerce markets, you name it, US, Europe, Australia, and obviously China and Hong Kong, where we have operation already. But since last year, we started focusing on Middle East and Africa, where we started operation in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, and Morocco. In terms of fundraising, actually, we already raised the first 850K this year. And as we speak, we are raising another round of 3 million.
Who are your investors?
Newtown Partners, which actually managing the fund created by Imperial Logistics. We have also equity in our cap table. And as we speak, we are doing a priced round as well with one of the leading financial VC in the region.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Thank you, Faten. Does anyone has other questions? Salma, I see you're getting it.
So I have a question for you. So thank you so much, guys, for this very concise but clear presentation. So my question actually is, what are the requirements to expand to new markets? Taking care of all the regulation differences that you can find in each market, and all the other stuff that you need to take care in order to offer and to guarantee your value proposition with the customers.
I love that question, Sam. Very good one, actually. And basically, that's I would say, the secret sauce. But basically, when it comes to new market, we are an extremely asset-light company. We obviously rely in our operation on third-party partners. And the backbone of cross-border logistics is obviously custom clearance and compliance. So basically, when we try to crack a new market, like the key is to identify the custom clearance partners, because what we are doing is mainly cross-border operation. warehousing partners that could actually help with the fulfillment part. And the key to that is basically we got the technology that we deploy with these partners basically to be part of our network and also for them to become a local player on this field. So that's basically what we are trying to do. In addition to that, basically we complete the ecosystem with integrating with local courier companies to provide that end-to-end solution. But to summarize, the backbone of all that operation is basically the custom clearance and the country regulatory framework.
Okay, so you rely on partners, local partners in the country and the markets you're going to conquer, but is it enough to ensure a certain level of quality for you? Or how do you monitor those new partners?
Well, that's the thing, at least in terms of operation and technology. Basically, we don't work with partners that do not deploy our technology. So that gives us an edge in terms of tracking the data at the source. That's one. The second thing, obviously, like over the 11 last years, we acquired some experience in terms of due diligence and vetting partners, running our SLAs. We have very concise and complete due diligence questionnaire that we run by our partners, depending on their profile and stuff like that. All these are aspects that we acquired and we are using today to not only identify the partners, but also make sure that they keep up with their SLAs as the operation goes.
If I may, just the last question to follow up my other question. So how much time do you need actually to go for a new market? And how many resources if you need to hire people or anything like this? So what does it require in terms of resources, time and money?
So I will start with the second part. Operationally, it does not require much because we are not operationally heavy. So in terms of operation, we are relying on our partners. But in terms of how long it's going to take to start enabling a new market, that's going to depend on the market itself. So for example, today, if we open a new warehouse or new fulfillment partner in Europe, it's going to be a matter of a couple of weeks. But if we are going, for example, I don't know, to a new market that we've never been and we need to do our own homework and stuff, that may take 6 to 8 weeks. It depends on the complexity of the market.
Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, guys, and thank you, the judges. Time is up. So if, sorry, Shiraz, maybe one last question if you wanted to.
No, thank you for the presentation, guys. Only one question. When did you start in Tunisia, the startups?
We got the label in 2017. That's where we set up the company in Tunisia.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, guys. And then we have Homeschool, which is represented here by Abdel Beldi. Hi, Abdel, if you can share your screen, please.
Hello. Okay, are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, thank you.
All right, fantastic. Let me just
Okay.
full screen this.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Okay, but nice. So you have 5 minutes. Just tell me when you're ready.
Okay. Just 1 second, please.
Sure.
Okay, I'm ready.
Great.
Okay, so hi everyone. I'm going to start with a question. What is the one tool that has been a basic foundation of all human learning and each and every human advancement? Language. Humans have thrived as a species because of their ability to cooperate in large numbers. Without language, this cooperation would be impossible. And yet, as of 2021, language learning still relies on a very primitive, difficult, and costly approach. Primitive because people learn in themes and general rules that they can't relate to, using books and materials they don't need to get a certification that doesn't truly represent their ability. Difficult because people use apps and online classes that can only take you so far before you can actually use the language. And the commitment and discipline required are beyond most of us. And finally, costly because people will sink insane amounts of money and time in various language learning methods without any guaranteed results. What is really weird about this is that the best language learning method has been embedded in humans since day one, but we've decided to ignore it. Humans don't need classes to learn languages. Humans need other humans to talk to. Humans learn languages by using them. That is the principle that we firmly believed in when creating Homeschool. Giving learners the perfect conversation partner to help them speak the language regardless of where they're starting from and where they're going. Over the last few years, we have perfected the science of flexible matchmaking, destroying the physical obstacles between language learners and their goals. We've helped hundreds of learners find coaches in their areas, their schedules, and who share their backgrounds and hobbies. These shared fields and interests are the secret sauce that makes Homeschool unique. Through our sessions, we incentivize genuine conversation between coach and learner, which maximizes learning motivation and speed, and creates an often long-lasting relationship between the two. We don't stop there. We're a learning company. We've used every bit of data we've collected to learn and improve our approach, making our coaches happier, training without micromanaging, and making the learning process more convenient for all parties involved, and testing and breaking things as we move along. Our business model is a profit-sharing model, giving coaches the opportunity and getting a commission on their session. This model has now become not only extremely smooth and automated, but very easily scalable, as most of the associated costs are variable, and it's built on Python code hosted in AWS servers with scalability as a cornerstone. In just over 3 years of activity, we've seen our number of customers grow at a steady pace. Our constant improvement efforts were translated into higher learner commitments, seeing our learners spend more per purchase, get more hours, and have longer interactions with their coaches, keeping our revenue on a steady upward trend. This time spent growing the business was really the time we spent testing our theories and validating the service. This is what we've learned. Caring about our coaches will increase their happiness and thus their lifetime value. The flexibility coaches get lets them turn their free time into value and pursue new opportunities. With the right approach, there is no limit to the number of coaches we can have. Our learners, on the other side, love what they're getting and they're not shy to share it. Our learners achieve life-changing objectives in much less time at a much cheaper cost than our competitors can provide. And all this without compromising their lifestyles and responsibilities. And finally, learner commitment to our method is increasing. This can only mean that an alternative to the traditional learning setup is sorely needed, and people can now find it at Homeschool. We operate with a top-notch team behind the scenes. Together, we count years of experience in the tech industry, from mobile apps to gaming and community management, as well as in education and business management. Our culture is about enjoying our work, learning more, and passionately keeping our eyes on the prize, changing the way humans learn language. We have started this whole learning adventure in 2017 with zero funding. 3 years and 1 pre-seed round later, we've been able to validate our theories, expand our team, and move forward with validated learning, building more tools for our users, offering online sessions, and operating in 2 major cities at once. A promising future is very much within grasp. Within the next 2 years, we plan to start our international expansion to countries not covered by the biggest market players. Thanks to our start in Tunisia, third world countries and developing nations with intricate payment limitations are now our specialty. We also plan to offer a subscription service next year, allowing our learners to make practice through human connection part of their routine. The possibilities are really endless when you collect all the data that we have. We are asking for $1 million to reach our next growth stage, expanding our team and launching smart marketing campaigns that can reach learning humans wherever they are. And last but not least, creating a full suite of B2B services that will multiply the opportunities available to our coaches and penetrating a B2B hiring and training market that still ignores a highly valuable young workforce. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdel. So I'm just gonna go back to the judges now for some question. So maybe Salma or Shiraz, if you have anything to ask.
Please, Shiraz, if you have any question, go ahead, as I took your time for the other bit.
There's no problem. Thank you, Abdel, for the presentation. I want to ask you how many people use your platform, and how many of them are loyal clients?
Okay, so we have around 1,100 users so far, and we have a good 60% return rate.
And you offer only language training, or?
Yes, more exclusively English language.
And what is the language did you offer?
English.
English?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Just following up with Shiraz questions, how many coaches do you have right now?
Well, our roster is very dynamic. So at any given time, we'll have somewhere between 30 and 40 coaches that are active. Our coaches have the liberty to also pause and take a break whenever they want. So we have coaches that are currently just taking a break, and the total number is around 50 at this point.
And have you started making some revenues?
Yeah, we have been accruing revenue since 2018.
Okay, how much do you have right now?
In total or per year?
Okay, per year, 2020.
Oh, 2020 was not a good year for nobody, I think. I think at that point we made 50K or 50 or 60K.
Per month. So your average turnover per month?
Is around 10K.
Around 10K dinar?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Abdel. I have a last question. So you're asking for 1 million.
Yes.
For how many equity would you be willing to give away?
Well, we're looking at somewhere between 15 and 20.
Okay. And my last question would be, what's the difference between, not what's the difference, but what is the added value that you bring more than, for example, Duolingo?
Well, we pride ourselves in the fact that our approach is human at its basest level. So we incentivize our coaches through the training to engage in real conversations with their clients. This, coupled with the fact that the sessions are extremely flexible, that you can have them in person or online whenever you want, weekends after work, creates like a really favorable motivation and speed environment for the learning. So comparing ourselves, benchmarking ourselves against like the most potent competitors, we found that we help people achieve their results much faster and while spending a fraction of the cost.
And how do you select your coaches? Are they, for example, already English teachers? Are they natives? How do you choose? How do you choose them?
Okay, so as mentioned in the presentation, we really focus on the communicative aspect of the language. We want people to acquire something that they can immediately use to communicate with others. And so when it comes to coaches, we select them based on their spoken English. So the recruitment for coaches goes through 3 stages. The first stage is a stage where they send us a video of themselves speaking in English. We vet them and we pre-select those we want to meet in person. Meeting them in person is just getting a feeling about how they interact, how they socialize, how they can conduct a conversation with the person they just met, and then moving them on to actually being part of our roster. So by that time, we already know if they are extremely fluent or not. We will know if they are able to deal with new clients and with different types of personalities or not. And so far, 3 years on, this has proven to be a really good approach.
And these English courses are for adults, right? It's not for children or...
No, we don't have any limitations when it comes to age or level. These are perfectly adaptable to anybody.
Thank you.
But the majority of our customers right now are professionals.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thank you,
No further
Abdel.
questions.
Thank you, Faten. I think that time is up. So thank you for answering all the questions and for the presentation. And next and last but not least, we have Omar, which is from Nawa Scientific. Omar, can you share your screen, please?
Hello, everyone. Please tell me if you can see my screen in a second.
Yes, we can. Okay, Omar. Great.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. This is Omar Sakr from Nawa Scientific, and we are MENA's biggest online destination to outsource your scientific experiments. Let me start by introducing you to Dr. Sarah Saif. Sarah is the head of a quality control lab in a small pharma company. They don't have a lot of equipment in-house. She just received some raw material for analysis, and she wants to check them for purity before producing the tablets. She has two options. Either she will send the raw material to some government lab. She won't pay much, but she will wait for 6 to 8 weeks, which is a hell long time for industry. And the second option would be she would outsource those samples to labs in Germany, paying at least 3 times the price, but they will get the results much faster. It's a painful dilemma, and unfortunately, it's shared not only in the pharma industry, but in the agriculture, chemical industries, and petro oil as well. We believe we can solve both problems, offering high quality scientific analysis in less time and at lower cost. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nawa Scientific. We are a core hub of high-tech research equipment operating online and on demand. Let me show you how. Our clients who are either individual researchers or corporates would log on to our platform, submit their samples to be analyzed, their research tasks. We get the samples picked up, delivered to our research team in Central Cairo, Egypt. We do the analysis, and then we send the results back all the way online to our customers. So regardless of the equipment you have in your place, regardless of your location, you can do amazing level of research and analysis. As people say here, we are becoming the lab for everyone. In fact, compared to our competitors who are basically government-based labs, we offer much more advanced equipment, at least 3 times faster delivery of results, as well as the convenience of sample pickup from your doorstep. This was very well reflected in a 65% return rate on our B2C arm and an 80% return rate even on our B2B arm. We're very excited to work in this huge market, which is about $5 billion in Africa alone. We've been in the market for 6 years, making multiples year over year. We doubled in 2020, and in 2021, we're expecting 400% growth. We analyzed over 80,000 samples, and check this, we are making 70% average gross margin. This is one of the highest numbers you will hear in the startup ecosystem. On top of that, we are very hard to compete with because we are know-how based. We have raised already $2 million through a pre-seed, seed, and a pre-series A round from some top regional and local investors. Also, Nawa is a multiple international award winner. You probably recognize we won the 2nd place with the JACMA ABH Africa Business Heroes in the first intake. We are now an 80-member team, 80 plus, actually with more than 500 years of scientific and business expertise. We are going on an aggressive expansion plan, both vertically by increasing the number of equipment and services we are offering in Egypt, as well as regional expansion to surrounding countries in the region. We have already expanded to Jordan. We are building the second Nawa 2.0 in Saudi, and a sample collection office will be placed in the UAE, Qatar, and Bahrain. As you can see, our expansion plan also includes North Africa, Morocco, Nigeria, South Africa, and Rwanda. For this, we are raising a $7 million Series A, of which $3 million are already committed, and we would love to have you with us in our journey. For this, I thank you very much.
Thank you, Omar. So I'll let the judges speak if they have any question. For example, Faten, do you have any question about to?
Yes, I just wanted to see if the other judges had the questions. Thank you for the presentation, Omar. My question for you is, what are your main focus? Who are the people that you are working with and they are using your solution? Are they universities? Are they labs? Are they who are these your main consumers? This is the first question. And then the second question would be, why I see that you are basically focusing on the MENA region and Africa. Did you think about expanding in Europe or in the US? If not, why? So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Fatim, for the questions. As I briefed, we have two segments of customer. We have a B2C arm and a B2B arm. For our B2C arm, as you mentioned, we are serving professors, scholars, PhD and master students. And our B2B business is mainly pharma industry. They are our biggest customers for now. This year, we also expanded to food industry, agriculture. And we expect by the coming year also to include petrochemicals as we expand to Saudi. In fact, anything you can see around you is in need of analysis. Any product you can mention, even the beautiful dress you're wearing, the dyes, we analyze the dye for the textile industry. So literally everyone is in need of our services. And as I always say, we are just scratching the surface. The more we get into deep, the more we realize, oops, there are more opportunities to grow. Coming to your second question, why not expanding to Europe and the US? In fact, there is a huge competition in Europe and the US, while the Middle East and Africa is a very, let's say, unmature market. So we're growing very, very quickly to become the tycoon of this region. If you want to Google Eurofins, they're doing the same as we do in a little bit older way, no online model, but they're the same in Europe. The US also has the SGS and TUV, couple of competitors in the US. So we found a green land and we're running as quick as possible to dominate this market.
Best of luck, Omar. Thank you.
Actually, I would like to get back to the competition. So if you can tell us more about the competition and actually on the threat of such market and which is witnessing a great number of innovation, great number of new solution actually working on that. So how are you prepared to face that competition and to be always on the top of your game?
Yeah, thank you so much. One of the questions I love most. In fact, we have been in the market for 6 years. There have been only 2 attempts to join the market and they both failed and went out. This is for a reason. We're basically competing with government-based labs. The secret sauce of Nawa is actually what we call the SOPs, standard operating procedures. So the analytical experiment itself or the research experiment is not as easy as putting a sample on a device and then pressing a couple of buttons. There has been a lot of development in-house of analytical protocols to achieve this state of profitability. In fact, the 2 companies that failed and went out of the market went because they found that it is not so profitable, so they went out. Coming to the second part of, just commenting also, since we're competing with government-based labs, you can imagine private versus government, they don't care about after sales service, no marketing campaigns, nothing. So it's an unfair advantage for us, to be honest. Coming to the your second part of the question, how about the new technologies and innovations coming to the market? In fact, the new technologies and innovations are serving us and not competing us. Because when there is a new machine that is coming around, we simply install the new machine at our labs, and it creates more need in the market. Give you an example. Just this year, Egypt has decided to inaugurate the Egyptian FDA sort of stuff. It's called EDA. When the EDA came on, they installed a lot of new protocols and tests and requirements. And guess what? Who was ready to install them the very first in Egypt? NAWA. So all pharma companies are at our doorstep asking for analysis and stuff. So innovation, in fact, plays in our favor because we install and adapt these instruments in-house.
Thank you so much, Omar.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So maybe if Shiraz, you want to go, we have time for what last?
No, everything is clear for me, and thank you, Omar, for this project.
Thank you. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Shiraz.
Thank you all. So this is the end of that speech essential. I just want to thank you very much, especially in the situation and also regarding the time you put to build your company. I know a 5-minute pitch session is quite short to explain the length of your project. And so thank you again, and I'll hand over the power to Bintu.
Great, thank you so much, Emma. I'm going to share my screen right now with everyone. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Cool. So I would like to thank everyone for joining the session. Thank you for all the entrepreneurs. You were amazing today. Thank you for the juries for all the questions that you asked. I hope you all enjoyed the session as much as we did. I just wanted to repeat that we will have our North Africa Summit in Tunisia on the 22nd and the 23rd of September at the Mozambique Hotel. The tickets are available in Quicket, so if you would like to buy your tickets, please go. And I also would like to take this opportunity to thank again all our sponsors, Expertise France, Smart Capital, and The Dot. Cool. So thank you, everyone. And yeah, I hope to see you all in Tunis.
Thank you. Have a nice day, everyone.
Thank you. Cheers. Bye.